All right, welcome to our channel. I'm John from America,
I'm Chantal from South Africa.
and today we're going to talk about how to start a conversation in English.
And not act weird.
Yes. Yes. So our first point that we want to talk about today is going to be about how we've tried to start conversation with Koreans and
Often how Korean people try to talk to us, which doesn't really go as successfully as planned.
exactly. So what are your experiences with being talked to in Korean?
And if you, like, let's say in the subway or the bus, everyone's watching because they're like, oh, they approached the foreigner.
Yeah.
And then it's super awkward.
Do you get approached a lot though?
Sometimes, yes, like by church people too. The church people love approaching foreigners.
Yes.
Join our church, our special
Please.
church, and I'm
Yeah.
like, bye.
Just the way my face looks, I'm not approached so much.
You just smile more, John.
I need to smile more, okay. But I have been approached twice, but one, it was quite shocking, I think.
Oh.
Because I was walking down the road, and suddenly this guy just looks at me and points. Oh! And I was, oh, can I help you? He's like, oh, I saw you on Billy's channel.
That's
yes.
cool.
And then I was like, I see. What's your name? But very awkward at first.
Yes,
right?
of course, of
Exactly.
course.
Now, what about you talking to Koreans?
So in South Africa, we like complimenting people. And when I came over, I would see a girl with lovely shoes or a nice handbag on the subway, and I'd go to her and I'd say, oh, I love your shoes. It's really nice. And they'd look really awkward and so uncomfortable and embarrassed. And then I'd feel embarrassed because there's no response. They're not even responding. They're just looking away. And it's super awkward. And I was just like, was this bad? Like,
Should I not
should I
compliment
not
people?
compliment your shoes? I'm not going to steal it, I promise. So I've had that a few times, and I've stopped doing that, but I do still compliment girls or ladies' nails when I pay somewhere, the cashier.
Ah, okay.
I will compliment the nails if there's nice, nail art going, and I'll say, love the nails, and then that's it,
How do they respond?
Well, they will smile,
Okay,
because they're already helping me, so we've already had that communication,
I
and
see.
then I'll compliment the nails, and then they'll smile, thank you, and then I can run away before it gets awkward.
In my experience approaching Koreans, I learned very quickly it becomes too awkward too quickly,
Yes.
so I stopped.
Yeah.
But that's funny you say compliments, because I think in the US we don't really approach with compliments too much, at least boys.
Yeah.
We more approach with subjects.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what book are you reading?
Yeah.
Or I guess maybe something about the weather, if there's something special, like, oh, it's raining so much out
Yes,
there.
yes.
Or did you see the snow yesterday?
Yes,
Something
yes.
like that. But as for compliments, not
Not
so
so much.
much on that one.
No, I do think it's a female thing, obviously. I can't see my dad and brother complimenting random guys.
Yeah.
I would think it's awesome, but they wouldn't. In South Africa also, when you're standing in line somewhere, we would just start talking to people. Like if you hear something they're talking about, you turn around, you're like, oh yes, I heard about this, or I've been there. And that happens a lot, like everywhere, even if you're on the plane as well. Yes.
Anywhere like
Yes.
that. The reason I think it might be a little awkward for Koreans to approach anyone who looks like they speak English is probably because confidence. In most of the students I've taught, I think it's the confidence level. Will I be able to say something perfectly? Will I be able to understand what they say to me? And then with that lower confidence, the brain kind of freezes, kind of goes blank,
Yeah.
and they don't know, oh, what should I even say?
Yeah.
So even if they have the confidence to come up to you, they don't remember what they should say.
Right.
Or they keep practicing,
Well,
keep
they're just
practicing.
so nervous.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, yes.
So maybe we could give them a couple pointers on how not to be nervous.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially a little bit of a confidence booster.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Smiling is a big one. Actually, that's tip number one.
Yeah.
Smile.
And nod.
Smile and nod.
Yeah.
Always smile and nod. When you're approaching someone, if you look nervous it might be a little awkward at first.
Yeah.
So when you approach, just smile. It's okay not to say anything at first. Just look in the eye and then we know you want to talk.
Not a creepy smile.
What would it, like creepy, like, oh, Joker?
Yes.
How are you doing today? That's a very simple question that you can ask, which anyone can answer. Or a good one, maybe where are you from?
Yeah. Just, if you're curious about a foreigner, don't assume where they're from. Smile, go up to them. Hi, where are you from? They'll tell you. I've had Korean people say, welcome to Korea.
Yeah.
Are you happy here? Do you
Yeah.
live here? That's fine. Like, I enjoy those conversations because we can share about your country and my country. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, where are you from? Oh, what are you doing in
Yes.
Korea?
Do you live
Do you
here?
live here?
Yes.
Do you work here?
Yes.
Are you visiting?
You live in Seoul. You live somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yes,
Do you like
yes.
Korean food?
Oh yes. Like
I don't
that's
think,
it.
I think everyone likes
I
Korean
love
food.
it.
Oh, it's so
I love
good.
it. We are really into sport as well, like rugby or cricket and football.
is.
But yeah, so especially amongst guys, like if they're into that, they would ask, "Oh, did you watch the game?"
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I mean
yeah.
South Africa won the Rugby World Cup last year. Whoop, whoop.
And I do want to point out that you can say thank you. And you can say, yeah, thank you for the compliment. You don't have to act humble in English.
Yeah,
The humbleness comes from accepting
yeah.
the compliment, saying thank you back.
It's not
That is the
arrogant.
politeness. Yeah,
Yes,
that is the
yes.
humble and politeness in English. But I do want to point out also about the confidence thing.
Yes.
When you're trying to have a conversation with someone who speaks English, it's okay to ask them to repeat or to slow down.
Yeah.
Completely fine.
Yes.
We know English is not the first language, so it's fine to say, please slow down. Or, oh, can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah.
You think so?
100%. It's more uncomfortable if you're just staring at us and not saying anything because you don't understand and you're just smiling. Because I immediately know you don't understand. But really, like, I always tell my students, if you're speaking to someone who is either English or you're communicating in English, this is not your first language. You don't need to be so hard on yourself to feel like I must understand everything.
Yeah.
And you absolutely shouldn't be embarrassed to ask them to slow down or to repeat themselves. Think of speaking in Korean. I'd say 95% of foreigners in Korea cannot speak Korean. So, think of it in that way. Like, they're not speaking in your home, in your native language. Why should you be embarrassed to speak in a second language?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a confession to you.
What?
When I first heard the South African accent, there were some words or accents that I didn't understand. And
What?
I was like, what'd you say? Can you say that again? Or is that a South African word? That was the feeling. So even I had to ask
Yes.
someone who with a different accent
Yes.
what they meant. And it's okay to do that.
Right. Sometimes when American people use very specific American slang, I don't get it
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
And I'll tell my colleagues,
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
what's that? I don't know that.
Yeah,
And I mean, we're native English speakers.
exactly.
So,
And even we ask
yeah,
each other.
there's nothing wrong with it.
Thanks for watching the video. Go ahead and like, comment, or subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell down in the corner so that you can always join us for English lessons. I've been John from America,
Chantal from South Africa.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.